Okay, here I am on day 7. Sorry, no video from day 6. The valley right in front of you is the valley we took down by bus this morning from Arola, and then came up a little bit on a bus to La Forclaz. And La Forclaz is the little village you see down at the bottom. And we've been climbing up to our next pass, which is the Col de Tsate, which is somewhere up in here. It's about a 3-hour up, so it's still a long way away. But just another gorgeous day in Switzerland. And this is the kind of scenery we're seeing all the time. Well, up just a little bit higher now, and it looks like we're heading into the clouds. So a little bit higher up we came to a high pasture, and here's some more of those Swiss cows. Bonjour les vaches. Okay, I may be getting the first glimpse now of the col up above there, unless that's a false summit. You can see a few hikers just below it. Well, I've reached the point you saw in the last clip, only to find that the actual pass is probably up here, still a half an hour away. C'est la vie. Well, it's been a half an hour and I was just a little too optimistic. I probably still have another 5 minutes, maybe even 10 if I go slow to get there. Well, it did take 10 minutes, not 5, and now I've been up here a half an hour, had lunch. Here comes Philip smiling all the way, and Lori behind him. And this is a view of where we've come from. And now a view to the other side and where we're going. I'm not sure yet if we're going right or left, but we're going to the Cabane de Moiry, and first we're going to go down into that valley. So as I've come down, it's become clear that I am going to the right, because from the Cabane de Moiry, which is our destination, we're supposed to have a stupendous view of the Moiry Glacier and the Moiry Icefall, and that's what that baby is. So here I am at the bottom, and right in the middle of the screen, if you look carefully, you will see the Cabane de Moiry, the hut that I'm going to tonight. Getting closer! And much later still, mission accomplished. And there's the view. I'll let you decide if it's worth it. Okay, we're now on day 8, which will be a much easier day, probably done by noon or 1 o'clock. We've come down from the Cabane. You can still see the ice fall, and we're now right by the dam. So this is the Barrage de Moiry, and we're going to be heading down the valley on the trail down to Grimetz, which is somewhere down there. And I'm still on my way down to Grimetz. Just thought I would show you the spot that I just stopped and had lunch on this rock outcropping, looking down at Grimetz. So I've probably got about half hour, 45 minutes to get down there to our hotel. So here we are on day 9. We've just climbed a bit up from the Moiry Dam, and we're on our way to the Sorbois Pass, and there's the Lake de Moiry and the dam that we're above. Okay, now I'm much higher up above the dam. You can see some of the trail that we hiked down to Grimetz yesterday below the dam. And this is a really good view of the Lake de Moiry above the dam. And you can even see just a little bit of the glacier there. And we've been coming up this trail, and we're going to the Corne de Sorbois, which is basically up there. You can maybe see Philip and Alan already there. Well, we just had lunch at the top of the Sorbois Ridge, and this is the valley that we're descending into to the town of Tsinal, where we're going to stay the night. And I'm just panning up the valley to one of the famous mountains in the Alps, the Weisshorn, which is renowned for being a perfect mountain with 3 ridges that you can see right in the center now. Okay, I guess this is day 10. Pretty tough day in store. We're on our way up to the Col Forclette, which is almost a 4,000 foot up, 3975 I think. And we've left the valley down below where the little town of Tsinal was our shelter for last night. Well, we've come up a little higher and a little farther down the valley towards the Col Forclette. And this is a good view of the valley with Zinal at the bottom. And you can also see just to the left of what's in the center of the screen is the Corne Sorbois that we crossed yesterday on the other side of the valley. Well, we've come up farther still, and I think I can now see the pass right up here to that notch heading off to the right. Pretty sure that's going to be the pass called Forclette. So here I am finally at the top, Col Forclette, and this is what we now see on the other side. The new valley go down into, going to Gruben. On the way down to Gruben, typical alpine stream, we would basically just drink water right out of something like this without treating it at all. Headed down valley, just started down. On the way down to Gruben, we have a beautiful view of the Weisshorn from a completely different angle than before. And down at the other end of the valley from the Weisshorn is the little town of Gruben, where we will stay the night.